jostle the thing, because even with anti-skip tech, a small bump could make the music jump ahead mid-song. People carried them flat in one hand like a tray, just to keep things steady. Still, it was worth it. CDs felt like the future, even if you had to babysit the player. There was something about making mixtapes that was just magic. The task of hitting record at the right moment, trying to avoid the DJ talking over the song, and hoping you didn't end up with an awkward fade-out at the end. It was an art form. We made them for ourselves, for our crushes, or just to share with friends. The mix of songs on a single tape told a story. And then, as CDs took over, we switched to burning our mixes onto discs. Too bad kids today will never really know the thrill of exchanging a mixtape with a friend, or the rush of hearing that perfect song when you hit play. And don't say you never made a mixtape back in the day. Friday nights used to mean grabbing a worn-out VHS tape, sliding it into the VCR, and hitting play. Whether it was a movie you owned or one you rented from the corner video store, there was something special about watching it on your own TV. The picture was grainy, the tracking sometimes needed adjusting, but that was part of the charm. And remember those insert sheets that came with new blank tapes? We had dozens of them, always nearby, just in case. The soft whir as the tape loaded, that satisfying click, it meant you were in for a good time, right there in your living room.
Okay, we can play it on my brother's computer.
Okay, no problem. All we gotta do is...
Before flash drives or cloud storage, we had floppy disks. And I mean floppy. If you're old enough, you might remember the big 8-inch ones, or those 5¼ inch disks that actually bent when you held them. But most of us used the 3.5-inch kind, the hard plastic ones with that little metal slider. I used to pull it back with my finger just to hear it snap shut. And when your computer started reading it, that clicking and whirring sound meant your files were, hopefully, loading. It wasn't high capacity, but back then, it felt like the future. There was a time when Friday nights meant heading to the video rental store, whether it was Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, or Suncoast. You'd grab your membership card, ready to pick out your weekend movie haul. New releases were a big deal, and you'd always hope the latest blockbuster was still available, because they were in high demand, and if you weren't fast enough, you'd end up with something else. The shelves were lined with VHS tapes, and the excitement of picking out the perfect one, then racing home to watch it, was its own kind of magic. No streaming, no instant access, just the thrill of picking a movie off the shelf. Remember that unforgettable sound when you connected to the internet? That screeching, buzzing noise that seemed to go on forever? You knew you were about to dive into something new, but it always felt like an adventure, or a test of patience. If someone in the house picked up the phone while you were online, it was like losing all progress, especially if you were downloading a file, and everything would reset from the beginning. It wasn't uncommon to hear your mom yelling, "Don't pick up the phone, I'm waiting for an important call." And don't forget that heart-pounding moment when the screen finally loaded and that iconic
"You've got mail"
popped up. A simple message, but it felt like you had won the internet lottery back then. Pogs were one of those things that defined the 90s.
But look, I got some cool pogs. Elf pogs. Remember Elf?
They were everywhere, at school, in kids' pockets, and on the playground. The game itself was simple, but the fun was endless. You'd gather with friends, each with their own stack of pogs, ready to battle it out. The goal? Knock the other person's pogs out of the stack using your own. But it wasn't just about the game. It was about the excitement of collecting them, trading them with friends, and showing off your best ones. Every pog was a little piece of nostalgia, and that feeling of victory when you won a trade or knocked out a rare one was unbeatable. Saturday mornings in the 90s were a magical time. The TV was our window to a world of adventure, and it all started with a bowl of cereal in hand. New episodes of Winnie the Pooh, Scooby-Doo, and Beetlejuice would kick off the weekend, each show a new adventure to dive into. The excitement of discovering what was coming next kept us glued to the screen, while the theme songs became the soundtrack of our childhood. Saturdays weren't just about cartoons, they were about the simple joy of the weekend and all the possibilities it brought. And when the cartoons ended, well, it was time to go outside and start our own adventures. Back in the early 90s, smoking was everywhere. It's hard to believe, but you could even light up inside a McDonald's. Remember those little foil ashtrays they had on the tables? It wasn't just fast food joints. People smoked in restaurants, on planes, and even in movie theaters. The air was thick with it, and nobody thought twice. Whether it was after a meal or with a drink at the bar, smoking was just part of the experience. It's hard to imagine now, but thankfully, bans on smoking in these places came soon after, making the air a little cleaner for everyone. Disposable cameras were everywhere back in the day. You'd take them to birthdays, weddings, parties, really, any event worth remembering. No one had phones in their pockets, just those little plastic cameras. You'd snap a few photos and hope for the best, then wait days to get them developed. The fun was in the surprise. Half the shots were blurry, someone's eyes were closed. But it didn't matter. Even now you can still find them, bringing back that old school charm. Before Google and smartphones, there was Encarta, the encyclopedia on a CD-ROM that felt like the future. You'd pop it into your computer and spend hours exploring, clicking from one topic to the next out of pure curiosity. It wasn't just for school projects. Sometimes you'd dive into it just for the fun of learning. There were sound clips, timelines, even short videos, and of course, Mind Maze, the trivia game that made you feel like a genius. Back then, it felt like having the whole world right there on your screen. There was a time when every road trip started with unfolding a big paper map across the kitchen table. You'd trace your route with a finger, maybe even highlight it with a marker. Most of us kept one stuffed in the glove box, just in case. They'd get worn at the creases and sometimes torn, but they never ran out of battery or lost signal. Even today, if you're out in the middle of nowhere with no internet, that old folded-up map might just save the day. It wasn't the most convenient, but it did the job, and there was something rewarding about figuring it out as you went. In the days before the internet made walkthroughs and cheat codes easy to find, gaming magazines were our go-to guides. Magazines like Electronic Gaming Monthly, GamePro, and Tips and Tricks were practically like treasure maps, leading us to the best tips, cheats, and reviews. Each issue was a mini event. We'd flip through the pages, finding new tricks to try or sneak peeks at upcoming games. It was a world of gaming discovery before the days of online forums or YouTube tutorials. You had to wait, savor it, and sometimes even fight for the best tips. Paying by check might seem old-fashioned now, but back in the day, it was the standard way to handle most transactions. Whether you were paying your rent, your electric bill, or picking up a new appliance, writing a check was just part of life. And let's not forget those carbon copy checkbooks, where you'd always have a record of your payment for later. It may have taken longer to clear than swiping a card, but it felt more personal somehow, like you were really in control of your money. Plus, writing checks meant you had to plan ahead, not just buy whatever on a whim. Flying in the 90s became more accessible to the average person. With the rise of budget airlines and more affordable fares, flying wasn't just for the wealthy anymore. It felt like a new era of travel, where people from all walks of life could hop on a plane and explore new places. There were still no long security lines or tight regulations, and it felt more relaxed. Traveling in the 90s had a different kind of charm. It wasn't always the most comfortable, but it felt special. PB Crisps were a beloved snack from the 90s, shaped like peanuts and packed with delicious fillings like peanut butter, chocolate, or even peanut butter and jelly. Their crunchy outer shell and smooth, creamy filling created the perfect snack experience. Whether you grabbed them for a quick snack after school or packed them in your lunch, they were a staple for many. Sadly, PB Crisps are no longer around, but for those who remember, they still bring back those tasty memories of the 90s. What comes to mind when you think of the 90s? I'd love to hear your memories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this little trip back in time, don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic content coming your way.
2001 was a busy year. Apple was popping off. Napster and Sega, meanwhile, threw in their respective towels. We got 3 new game consoles, one from a brand new challenger. Scientists found this little guy. And America had her worst day ever. And for those of us who still remember all of that, Windows XP holds a special place in our hearts. But was it really that good? Or was it just better than the Millennium Edition and Vista dumpster fires that bookended it? To find out, we gathered some of our young and young at heart friends to see if they could navigate Microsoft's most iconic Windows ever. There's lots more where that came from, but before we get to it, there's one more thing that came out in 2001. This Segway. Well, not this one exactly, one like it. Whoa! Does this thing even work?
Not even a little.
We're still gonna get to our sponsor though, Hetzner. With their new Singapore location, Hetzner's GDPR-compliant, high-performance cloud servers are now lowering latency on a global scale. Check out their metered, pay-as-you-go options using our link down below. Windows XP was chock full of important milestones. It was the first consumer version of Windows to be based on the more stable NT kernel. It was the first to require Microsoft product activation online, and it was the first major overhaul of the Start menu since it was introduced back in Windows 95. It was also the first Windows to use graphical effects like alpha compositing and drop shadows to pretty up the interface, and it introduced ClearType for better readability on LCD displays, which were just starting to approach affordability for the home user. There were also big changes to the control panel, Windows Explorer, networks and internet connectivity, multi-language support, and multimedia tools, many of which have changed a fair bit since then. So let's see if our test subjects are able to navigate our challenges.
I'm Katie, and I'm 18 years old.
I am McIntyre, and I am 17 years old.
Hi, I'm Elijah, junior writer here. I am 26 years old, and I have actually never used Windows XP. I've never even used Windows 7.
Whoa, Windows XP is running on this.
Windows XP. I've never even used Windows 7.
Whoa, Windows XP is running on this display. Man, I haven't used this since like 2001. I remember it was my favorite operating system all the way until probably Windows 10. You know, the funny thing is it actually looks really alike. Like Windows hasn't actually changed all that much. Wow, the local area connection with the little two like monitors or whatever. Oh my God, I forgot all about this stuff. Oh my God, is the control panel the good one? Oh, I can't search anymore. No, I have to actually hit the search button.
I want you to set up a screensaver.
Where is it? Can I search for it?
You can try.
What was it called again?
Probably pictures. Oh gosh, this is bad. Oh my.
Oh my gosh, it's right there. Oh, that one, for sure.
Oh, that one, oh my God, I forgot about all the screensavers. Oh, where's the like pipes, 3D pipes? Yeah.
All right, well, properties, obviously. Desktop, screensaver. Wait, does this have the pipes? Hell yeah. There you go. It has been applied.
So I think you're the first person to go to properties to do that.
Oh. Where did everyone else go?
Everyone else went through control panel.
Oh, the dog! I forgot about the dog! I remember Merlin. Yeah, Merlin was dope. Who else? Courtney, Earl. I don't remember Courtney or Earl. I mostly just remember Merlin and Rover. 100% using Merlin. Switch. Why didn't he switch? Oh, he's going away. And then he comes in. What an animation. Oh my God. Probably my favorite thing that I used to do in XP was turn everything off so that I could get higher FPS in Half-Life and Counter-Strike.
It took its sweet time. All right, my CD's in. Now we need to open it.
Does this thing even open? I don't even think I've ever even touched one of these things. I'm trying not to break it. I have no clue. Okay, now I've just gotten a bunch of options of different audio. I can play the audio, copy it, play it from different, I think, apps, I think.
I don't know how to do it. No, there's no copy. It just says enable and disable selected tracks.
Is there anything
Properties?
at the top right?
Oh yeah, copy music right there.
Oh, there. Okay.
Oh, this will be easy. I want track 1, and I want track 6, and I want track 9.
Let's do 1 and 24. Wait, now the 24 is gone. Okay, this makes no sense. Okay, now they're all gone. Now they're all unchecked. What?
Oh, I can hear it. It's, oh, the high pitch is actually really annoying. It's doing some sort of coil whine of some sort. Well, it sounds like coil whine. I don't know if it's actually coil whine, but like it's that type of sound. Is it done? Holy crap, this takes forever. I could probably Google this CD faster on YouTube. Go to a youtube.mp3 ripper. Don't do that, by the way. And then rip it faster than this. This is crazy. Hey, I got my 3 songs.
All right, good work. Now, I want you to make an audio CD with those tracks.
Insert blank CD. Okay. Well, conveniently, there's a blank CD right here.
Why are you so broke on it?
It's a CD.
They scratch like these. So
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now it's copying to the CD. Nice. First one's done. This is mine.
There you go.
There we go.
Did you do 4?
I did 15 and 16.
Okay.
So, oh yeah. Sweet. I got my own CD now.
All right. You've selected your tracks.
No, it's not click and drag. Oh, copy. Insert blank CD. I did.
Look a little closer at the tracks.
Huh? They look the exact f***ing same. What do you mean look closer at the drives? One says LG, one says DVD. Is it because this one says secure disc or a super multi?
Yeah, the super multi is what you're after.
Okay, copy.
Holy. Well, this is the fast version.
That's crazy to me. Dude, this would drive me, like if my Windows 10 or Windows 11 computer was acting this slow, I would immediately be reinstalling. I'd be like, something's wrong.
I forgot how long. You'd put a CD in and you'd like rip it and then you'd walk away for a while because it actually takes some time. What a process. We just don't even do this anymore. Wow, I get to open it?
Yeah.
I get the privilege? Sheesh. Amazing. Oh. Smells like 2000, baby.
Which one's what?
It should say on them.
Select the programs you want to install. I see it. Okay, okay. Oh, there it goes, it's installing. Oh, insert Microsoft Suite Disk 2 and then, why does it ask me to do Disk 2?
Yeah, back in the day, and this is after floppies too, because you used to have to do this with floppies as well, where you'd get like a stack of floppies and then you'd install them disc by disc. And then CDs came out and they could hold a lot more information and that was great, but you still had to do a lot of things one by one. I remember installing Diablo 2 and you could skip part of the install, but you wouldn't get the cinematics because they were all on like disc 3 or whatever. All right, let's see if this just auto launches. It did, setup. Wow. This may take several minutes. That's very true. It would take even longer if it was on a hard drive, which everyone had back then.
All programs. Holy crap, this is the worst organization I've ever seen in my entire life. Could not find Streets and Trips on this machine. Oh, disc on this machine. Oh, do I need to, okay. What the hell's the point of installing the program if I have to reinsert the disc anyways?
So it'll install what it needs to run. The one with that is the one with CD.
Oh. Is that just because like people didn't have hard drives like big enough back then? Probably?
In a lot of cases, yeah.
Okay. We did it! Wait, how do I move? Oh God, I just, oh, I can search. Linus. No, that wouldn't work because it's, what's our address? Right here would be the office.
That phone doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah, it does not look like this. I found the office. Let's go. All right, now let's dox Linus. His exact address is.
I want to go cheatcc.com, cheat code central, because back then you could actually cheat in video games without like hacking. Wow, member of the week, this guy. I don't know who he is, but sure. Oh my God, GameCube, free CCC email, DVD, PlayStation, codes. You go to codes and you'd find codes and you'd enter them in. You'd have to search by, oh my God, you'd search. You'd be like, I want the Crash Bandicoot. Enter them in. You'd have to search by, oh my God. You'd search, you'd be like, I want the Crash Bandicoot. Cheat codes, and then you'd scroll down. Cool. Oh yeah, Cool Borders 4.
Man, this sucks. Is this because we're using Web Archive, or is this how long it would take to load a website back then?
Little column A, little column B.
Okay. There's an Athlon XP 1800. Is that? Oh, and a motherboard. So that's a combo. 160 CAD for a motherboard CPU combo. That's pretty good. A broadband router. Woo! 60 gig hard drive, 140 Canadian dollars. Do you want to not be able to install the newest Call of Duty? Here's $140. Have a good day. That's crazy.
Play a lot of pinball.
Nope. Played once in an arcade machine in a bowling alley, but that's about it.
This was like the hot new game that came out with this version of Windows, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Right?
Yeah, I got a new computer. You want to play pinball with me? Here we go. He's right here. Or is this a girl?
Why'd you hit her?
No, I didn't hit her. I'm right where the arrow. Oh, yeah, now I hit her. My bad.
Yo, GTA 3. No, Max Payne. I love Max Payne. Yo, I want. What's this monitor? Is it 1920?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want anti-aliasing off. Yeah. High settings. Everything's on high. Let's see how this game runs, baby. Oh, dude, this is like 30? 60? Oh, God, my frames dropped. Oh, God, there's another one. Check this out.
Such a cool game.
Dude, this game is sick, man. It makes me respect where we're at now for operating systems, I think. Like, even just the simple things like hitting Windows and search or the load times for things.
You know, as much as I reminisce and like to think I miss XP, it's really easy to just fly through Windows 11. There's a lot of like sub-menus that I originally was like, oh, why'd they get rid of all these? But once you get used to it, it's so much faster.
Looking back then, Windows XP really was a huge step in the path toward modern Windows. 95 and 98 deserve some credit. They had vastly more usable interfaces than what came before them, but they did nothing to solve the issues that were inherent with the DOS-based reality that was behind the curtains. 2000 addressed a lot of the stability and security concerns, thanks to its business-grade NT kernel, but it was only intended for business users and was priced to match, so it fell to XP to bring those benefits to the average user. And aside from just stability, there are glimpses of the future all over Windows XP. The Start menu moved away from the monolithic all programs list in favor of highlighting your most used app. It had improved search, meaning you didn't have to go digging for things quite so often. And it had improved networking and internet features that were central to ushering in the always connected world we live in now, where most of what we do on a computer is in a web browser, say with Wikipedia, rather than loaded onto our machine with a disk like Microsoft Encarta. Speaking of mind-blowing things, this will probably blow our younger viewers' minds, but thumbnails, slideshows, and the task pane those didn't exist before Windows XP. And while auto run wasn't new, there was finally enough functionality in the operating system and bundled apps for it to be genuinely useful, as we saw in our music ripping and our disk burning challenges. So XP, you know what? You stood up to the test of time, even if your usability could have been a little better. Just like this segue could have been a little better. To our sponsor. Acronis. Managing your organization's IT can be quite difficult if you don't have a clear view of what's going on. It can almost feel like playing whack-a-mole, but you're blindfolded. And you're driving a car, and the volume is cranked to the max. You guys get the point. But with Acronis Cyber Protect, you get a combination of security, backup, and recovery that are all bundled into one easy-to-use AI-enhanced platform that
Thank you to the Patreon
Hello everybody, my name is Eric, and today 95 computer or a virtual machine on the same network as a real computer with no trouble at all. And while there's nothing on the homepage of my Linux system's Nginx server, we can see that it loads perfectly fine. So now let's try and get some more usable stuff going. Now here I've got RetroZilla, which is a technically secure operating system. It is not, but it is going to be exceedingly hard to find any malware that's going to run on it. Now we can see if we can play a YouTube video on this. Okay. I think the answer on that is a very definitive no. Now there are other browsers we can try. The last version of Opera to support Windows 9X is a popular one, although I don't know if I think that might need Windows 98. So at this point in the video, you may be thinking there's no way we are ever going to get a usable browsing system out of Windows 95. And if the only system we could use for the end-to-end was Windows 95, you would be correct. But I do have a trick up my sleeve, and I'm going to show you because I think it's actually really cool. So there is a project called Web1, and lucky for us, it's actually on the AUL, so we can just install it directly to install .NET. And it is a .NET app that will make a web proxy where it will handle the hard stuff that can't be done on Windows 95, and then it will send images of it over to the Windows 95 system. So let's try this out. So what do we have to do to make this work in Windows 95? Well, we have to enable a proxy so that our Windows 95 system will reach my host. We go to Internet Settings, and we go Connect to a proxy server, and we go HTTP, and this is the right version because this is intended for really old operating systems, and then we go 8080. With any luck, and it will also automatically go to archive.org if it can't load the current one. Now let's see what happens if we go to YouTube on this system. Just to give us a script error. But, okay, we're getting a warning that our browser isn't supported anymore. Yeah, that makes sense. Now let's try Wikipedia. Well, at least it loaded. What about CNN? Well, that's right. You can actually just skip blue screens on this version of Windows. That's actually really cool. Okay, but it did kind of break. Okay, now let's try more websites. So this is Apple, and as you can see, it doesn't look quite right, but it does work. The reason why this works is, well, one of the tricks that this proxy uses that makes this work, and we can also go back to RetroZilla, which hopefully won't crash on us anymore. I think I fixed the problem. Let's see about Reddit. Well, is it usable? I mean, that's kind of subjective. I think everything's here, so that's progress. We got Reddit, which is actually, assuming this is internally loading the new layout, one of the more difficult websites. Let's try BBC. Let's try my own website. Yeah, that doesn't really work at all. I'm kind of curious what it sees as the source code for the page. Okay, the source code is right, so it's just this version of Internet Explorer is just too old. I think on Windows 98 this would all work pretty much perfectly, but Windows 95 was more of a novelty. Try VX Underground. Or it's .org, not .net. What am I doing? Oh, there's where you could donate, so that hasn't quite worked. I wonder if this is partially a resolution error, because I did install the graphics drivers, so I can turn up the resolution if that would make things better. Let's try 1600p. Now we've got a bigger view space. Hasn't really made anything better, but we can try more of that. And now we do actually get a semi-usable homepage for apple.com. So let's see, you know what? It's time to finally move on from Windows 95. Just saw the Get a Mac ad, and we decided, let's see if we could maybe... Oh, well, these images are really wrong. If we wanted the store, I think that's right. Okay, let's just see if we can find any shopping. This should be the actual buy domain. Okay, let's just see if we can find any shopping. This should be the actual buy domain. Yeah, that's what we want. No, we're not really going to find anything of much use. But at least get an overview. Or you could call this phone number, so at least you would be able to find the phone number, so you could actually buy something modern. Let's try Hacker News. Wow, it works. Crashed Internet Explorer, but it did work, so that was pretty impressive. Okay, the 7-Zip website is pretty bare bones. Let's see if we can actually download something. That just may not be... Oh no, it is possible. Okay. And of course, that's not going to run because we're We're a couple decades off. I don't know if there's a really old version on here that might. Well, we can try it. I don't think any version of 7-zip runs on Windows 95. Okay, I am being pleasantly surprised. Does it actually work? Yes. Okay, I did not know that any version of 7-zip ran on Windows 95. Wow. So I think that's going to be the end of the video, mostly because the VM is really not liking this, but I am genuinely impressed.
The battle for control of the internet is on, and it's no game. Under attack, Microsoft, the giant corporation whose computer operating systems dominate the entire market. Venture capitalist Derek Prudian.
As one person put it to me, Microsoft's not just the biggest fish in the sea, they're the water we swim in.
Prudian is CEO of Zip2.
The browser market. If they do that, then they will own the gateway to the internet for $99. What do you think? Instead of owning it.
It prides itself on
Woojack, I left for work. There is ready-made food for lunch in the refrigerator. Don't forget to eat.
Okay, Dad, I'll definitely have lunch. Now I'll just do my homework and go eat.
Okay. Happy birthday, Woojack.
And even started a small side hustle.
Move! We're coming through! Unbelievable! Blame the pricks who called you!
I'm hungry. I'll see what's in my fridge. Nothing. Okay, I'll eat tomorrow.
Move! We're coming through! Blame the pricks who called you out here! Let's move! Come on!
As always, I didn't get enough sleep. Tomorrow, I promise to go to bed early. I'm going to stay in bed for another 5 minutes and then go get ready for work. Oh my god, I'm late for work. I need to start taking care of my health. I need to go to bed earlier, eat healthier, and take more time for myself. Hope I can have breakfast at work. I'm ready to work. I promise that I will find a new job. Today I'll come home and find a new job. Finally the workday is over and I can go home. I hate traffic jams. I always stand in them for more than an hour. I'll find a new job, go to the gym, eat healthy food and take care of my body. Okay, I need to pick up letters from the mailbox. I hope there are no bills that need to be paid. Of course, I knew there would definitely be letters with debts that would need to be paid. Well, let's read it. Mr. Wojak, please, we ask you to pay your debt for gas and electricity. We expect payment within a week. Otherwise a fine will be imposed and you will need to make a double payment. With pleasure. Oh my god, I look so bad.
You okay?
Yes, okay.
All right. Do you have a textbook that I can borrow just for a second? There you go. Did you guys want any of these nuts? Okay. What's this? Ah!
We're about to set up different campsites. It's currently snowing, so we need to go get the proper supplies.
But camping gear can get expensive really quick.
Tent, $550. Sleeping bag, $429.
Mattress, $300.
Stove, $200.
Camping chair, $180.
So the total is interesting. Even though I do have the big baller budget for this video, I'm still trying to keep in mind budget. So I'm either leaning towards maybe a camping pad or a cot. I don't think I'm gonna have the budget for both. I've decided my theme is gonna be duck related. Wanna know why? My family and I, we just got baby ducks. There's a video. It's gonna be called Duck Paradise. I have a 5. Today we're doing Amazon versus wheel.
Today we're doing Dollar Store versus Whole Foods 1v1 cooking challenge. Here's how it works. We're gonna drop the box down the plinko board, and whatever is inside is the store that I will have to use to cook my recipe, and Jude will use the other.
I got your toad.
Got your toad.
Dude, you got Dollar Store. That's crazy, dude.
That was a good reaction. That was Jude's first ever reaction.
Yeah, first ever. Wasn't that great?
All right, so that means I have Dollar Store, you have Whole Foods.
I was a little nervous there. I think that might be fun.
I think I'll have fun.
What?
The one stipulation is that each of us are gonna have to make a burger and fries of our choice. You can do whatever toppings, whatever ingredients you like, as long as it's a burger and fries. And the judges will not know who has Dollar Store and who has Whole Foods.
I'm gonna win.
Since I have Dollar Tree, I have a limited selection of ingredients I can use. From what I saw in the comments, you guys liked when I did beans on toast because it was special to me from my homeland. I'm gonna do that again this time. I saw some comments saying I should have done a full English breakfast for the cooking video. So what I'm gonna do for my burger is make a full English breakfast and have the patty, bacon, sausage.
Wait, what's in the bottom?
That's the patty. You're gonna have some tomatoes. Hopefully I can maybe get some mushrooms of some kind. If I can figure out how to get a hash brown on there.
Another sausage. It's gonna be great, yeah.
And then on top, an egg. And then finish it off with the bun. It has sentimental value, just like my beans on toast did. And these are all pretty cheap, accessible ingredients that I think they'll have at the dollar store.
All right, so I like to think that I'm a pretty good cook. But when it comes to burgers, I think that what's most important with it is just keeping it as simple as possible. And I also know the judges. I think one of them might appreciate just the simplicity of this. I think what I'm gonna do, a normal burger like usual, so there's the bun. Maybe you got your cheese, lettuce, and the patty itself with more cheese, and then the burger. It's a typical burger, but I think what really drives it home is that nostalgia. So I think what I'm gonna do is package it in a way that's reminding people of how I used to grow up. When I was younger, I did grow up on a lot of eating out and fast foods like McDonald's, Burger King, but that really did drive a sense of like, this is home. So I'm gonna package it in here. I'm gonna give the judges a sense of home. All right guys, we're at Whole Foods now. I'm gonna be seeing if I can get all my ingredients, hopefully. Let's go.
You have to be able to. This is Whole Foods, I got everything.
You're right. I'm gonna get some aluminum foil to wrap the burgers, because when you go to the fast food places, they wrap it in something. I think this might be a good way to elevate it. If you've ever been to Five Guys, you know how they always put their fries in a cup and they stuff it in the bag? I might get like a Happy Meal box too. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna need some Worcestershire sauce.
Benny, boy, I can still wash some sauce with mustard and I can say that the sauce is.
I already know some of you are wondering, where is everybody? Where's Andrew, Justin, Caleb, Blake? Well, Andrew and Justin are on vacation, and Caleb took the day off for his birthday.
You guys see these buns right here? When I see this, I picture like perfect fast food restaurant looking bun. It's the good stuff right here.
There's bugs in the pork. Maybe I can sabotage Jude by convincing him to use those. I think you should get those.
Blueberry pork?
If you have blueberries in your pork patties, you'll win for sure.
You smell that? I smell cat.
So this is gonna be my little secret thing to add to my fast food meal. I think it's really gonna impress the judges because this is what I always lived for when I got these meals. Let's get it.
We're about to pay, but something I've noticed is Jude has zero produce in his basket, right? He doesn't have lettuce, tomatoes, anything like that. So I'm interested to see if that's gonna knock him some points or if the judges are gonna prefer it more plain. Why are you so close to me, you guys? We're at Dollar Tree. I am honestly just hoping they have all the ingredients. I can't worry about quality or flavor even. It's all gonna be frozen.
Well, that one was a bust.
They didn't even have a fridge in that one, so we're gonna go to a different dollar store. Okay, we're at a different Dollar Tree.
Do you think this one's gonna work? Hey, you said it was a competition, so I'm trying to be competitive here.
Yeah, no, that's good. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think this one has a fridge.
I just came across a Sims 4 mod that removes DEI by forcing all pre-made Sims to be white, straight, thin, and even changing gay characters and couples into siblings, she wrote. This isn't just a mod, it's intentionally erasing representation and pushing a harmful and disgusting agenda. The Sims has always been about creativity, diversity, and making space for everyone to tell their story. This completely goes against that, one Sims player said. So, in my opinion, I think this is completely fine, and anybody who's mad about it is a retard. I've always thought this is very weird, how it's somehow okay for you to kill people and, like, starve your Sims to death, but God forbid you change their skin color. Like, I mean, this is Karen logic, isn't it? This is the biggest indication. I'm gonna tweet this out. This is a really great indicator that EA has too many staff and could stand another round of layoffs. Bro, they just literally laid off a studio. Check IGN. What? Oh, guys. Gentlemen, like that's crazy, isn't it? We gotta do it to him, boys. We gotta do it to him. We gotta find the image. I gotta save it. Okay, we're gonna put it on there. Welcome home. Alrighty, boys. Oh man, that's just too bad, right? Stop. That's just the way it is, guys. Biggest troll on Twitter. Yeah, just a little bit, right? What's the context? So we had this shit happen. EA cancels Black Panther game, closes Cliffhanger Studios, and then, dude, this could not have been better timing. How is this possible? Were they watching the stream and they were like, oh, all right, yeah, shut it down. No, he's got a point here. Yeah, every day. How does this happen? Pre-watched, apparently, right? You woke up and chose violence today. No, but what if I choose a number 3? I want to have it ordered at the right time, and so we need some more employees over there. Of course. And so let's see if I can find this. IGN. So this is a massive fucking layoff. And so this is what the new game is.
Now, what's the key thing that needs to happen with a Black Panther game mechanically? Like, I feel like he's got a pretty well-rounded bit of abilities. You know, it's hand-to-hand combat. He can climb stuff. He's a genius. What else he got going on?
I mean, it's got the tech. There's the gear. You've got to have the technology of Wakanda. It's got to feed into every element of.
I mean, maybe just like the idea that vibranium like absorbs hits, so there's some sort of risk reward where you want to get hit a certain amount of times.
That could be cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Miles and Spider-Man 2 around the corner.
You know, and they've got the platforming down that Blade would use.
Apparently not. That's it. Fix Black Panther. No, the reason why they can't make a good game like that is because I'm going to tell you probably the reason why the Black Panther game was going to suck dick. Probably because it was going to be a lot like Spider-Man. Because I feel like Spider-Man is the only game that they have right now, and Black Panther's abilities and actions kind of mirror Spider-Man in a degree, right? They do. And at least like the way he moves around in the world, etc. It's probably going to be a lot like that, which is just like Batman. Yeah, exactly. Now, I think you could make an insanely fucking good Black Panther game, but here's another really big problem that Black Panther has. It's that Wakanda is like this secret society, fucking African nation that has access to this, like, you know, basically the, fucking Marvel version of mithril armor that's like, you know, super powerful. And everybody else in the world doesn't have this. So, like, you're always going to be playing with, like, a massive advantage against other things that are there. Yeah.
It's hand-to-hand combat. He can climb stuff. He's a genius. What else?
Platforming down.
Probably because it was going to be a lot like Spider-Man. Because I feel like Spider-Man is the only game that they have right now, and Black Panther's abilities and actions kind of mirror Spider-Man in a degree, right? They do. And at least, like, the way he moves around and Electronic Arts, EA cancels Black Panther game and they close Cliffhanger Games. Well, I guess they got... Say it. They got let go. That's real bad. Drop would have worked too. Got dropped, yeah. I just thought let go was the best one. And little cliffhanger, yeah, I wonder what would have happened. And so anyway, yes, Electronic Arts is canceling its Black Panther game and shutting down developer Cliffhanger Studios. In an email from EA Entertainment, Warren Milley said that these changes, alongside other cancellations and layoffs, are being done to sharpen our focus and put creative energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. In addition to losing Cliffhanger and canceling Black Panther, EA is also laying off some individual... Bro. How did this happen to me? How did this happen that the second that I start talking about this, within 3 minutes they announce mass layoffs? I don't know what to say. I don't. That's insane. How does this happen? Yeah, stop asking. I'm tired of winning. No, yeah, too bad. If you're tired of winning, you're gonna keep winning, and that's it, man. And the Midas touch. Well, this is the touch of rot, the touch of death. You know, giving free business advice. You're charging EA. Yeah, I feel like they should pay me for these layoffs. You know, because like this article came out like after, and this announcement came out after I talked about it. And so I feel like I should get paid for this, right? I should get like maybe, I don't know, like a couple $1 million. This is a gamage. Yeah, it is. And so anyway, let me see here. In addition to Cliffhanger and canceling Black Panthers, we are laying off some individuals in its mobile and central teams. There we go, gentlemen. You're targeting DEI remover mods. Yeah, that's a pretty good indicator that you're overstaffed. When asked for an exact number of individuals impacted, EA declined to comment. So that means that it was a lot of people. That's what it means. It was a lot. Try naming another company for a layoff. Let me think. Okay, so what's the next company that's going to have layoffs? I think Bungie, Blizzard. I don't think Blizzard right now. I think that, you know what we'll probably see is in about a year, we're going to see a tremendous amount of Ubisoft layoffs after they've kind of situated and like kind of calibrated in like the Tencent deal. And you're going to see a bunch of layoffs then. Now, Blizzard, I don't think is going to do any layoffs for a little bit longer unless they haven't been able to like reassign all the people that were working on the survival game to other existing projects. So there probably is going to be a little bit of that. And yeah, I feel like those would probably be the two main companies, right? Bethesda because of Elder Scrolls 6. No, Bethesda just had a huge W with Oblivion. Like, you have to keep in mind that, like, making Oblivion cost a fraction of the amount of money that it took to make Starfield, right? Like, let's say making Oblivion cost $20 million or $50 million. Starfield cost 400, probably maybe 200 or $300 million, right? It's, like, not even remotely close. So, like, the amount of money that they made back on that is insane. Now, the Doom... So, I heard about this. We've got so many flops to go over. This is insane, bro. I feel like I'm at SeaWorld. Like, I'm a fucking dolphin. We got all these flops. We look at all the dolphins, the whales, yeah. A whole lot of flops. Anyway, let's look at this here. IGN understands the total number of affected individuals is less than roughly 300 roles, is less than roughly the 300 roles cut by 300, but cannot confirm by how much. So it was less than 300. Okay, well, it was probably 299. And so the company said, these decisions are hard. You know what the funny thing is? I don't think that they were. I bet that they brought in the two guys from Office Space, and they were like, well, this guy's off. Yep. Well, he's useless. Let's fire him. And they're probably sitting there in the room laughing. They don't give a fuck about this. They don't care about any of this shit. Yeah, they bring in the Bobs, and it's just over, man. It's just fucking over. Now, what would you say you do around here? So let me get this straight. So there's a video game you released 12 years ago, and your job is primarily shutting down people that are modding this video game in a way that you disagree with. And you do that for how many? Okay. Karen. Okay, thank you, Karen. Yeah, no, we'll be in touch. Thank you very much. This explains a lot. You know, like... Yeah, exactly. IRL bloatware. Yeah, bro, it's like having McAfee antivirus or something like that, right? Yeah, they're gonna fix the glitch. And so anyway, yeah, I guess that's what happens. And Karen to principal's office, yeah, there we go. And 15 search bars, yes. And IRL death note. Well, I mean, somebody's got to do it. They affect people we've worked with, learned from, and shared real moments with. We're doing everything that we can to support them. Well, everything except for keeping their job. Well, I mean, you're not doing that. because you fired them. But I mean, that's okay. Firing people is fine. If somebody isn't doing their job or their job is useless, then that's okay. But at the same time, like, you're not really doing everything you can. Finding opportunities within EA where we've had success of helping people land new roles. Oh, good. So basically, EA has done another round of layoffs. This should come as a surprise of no one. Nobody was doomed to Dark Age as a giant flop. So a lot of people said 16% of people voted, and they said that no, Doom the Dark Ages was not a flop. Well, let me go ahead and show you guys something that might hurt your feelings. So let's take a look at this over here. This was crazy. Oh my God. I still can't get over this. They actually literally just fired a new studio. Damn, I'd rather play Doom 1. Yeah, it was a flop. It was. It made no money. I guess so. And so anyway, it was a step down from Doom Eternal. So take a look at this and we'll look at Doom, right? So like obviously, just so I can explain all of this, Black Panther game probably got canceled for a number of reasons. Number one, Wakanda Forever, the movie didn't do very well. Number two, the main actor that played Black Panther and is the face of Black Panther is dead. And so, and there's not really a person that can like really take his role in a big way. Number three, I think the game would have played too similar to Spider-Man, and I don't think people would have considered it to be original. Number four, the game was probably garbage. Yeah, Rip Chadwick. No, I mean, he did a great job. I think everybody knew he was great. What was so crazy to me is finding out that he actually was going through fucking cancer and he was a Marvel superhero. That was insane. And nobody even fucking knew about it. Holy shit. Bro, actual Giga Chad behavior. Yes, that's a real life superhero. That's fucking insane. And so anyway, I remember, it's so weird. I remember I was playing New World and I was at like the bottom left area of the map whenever I found out about that. And I was just like, what the fuck? It's actually so weird for me to think back on because I remember that moment so clearly. And like somebody typed into my chat and I was like, wait, what? Like there's no way. Like I thought this guy was healthy. He was like a superhero or something. And then it turns out he had been fighting cancer the whole time. We got fucking Rob, man. He was great. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a number of actors that's happened with. It's been really sad. You know, Chris Farley, you know, like many others. I can think of tons of them. And Heath Ledger, a great example. Yep, huge example. The guy who played Spartacus. I forgot even what his name was, but yeah, Norm Macdonald. To be fair, he was Paul Walker. At least Norm was like in his 60s, right? So yeah, Andy Whitman, is that it? Yeah, the bald guy. And John Belushi, yep, definitely. Robin Williams, yeah, Jesus. Okay, it's gonna get me depressed before I think about all this. God damn, that's a lot. And so anyway, let's go ahead. There have been a lot of them, all right? There have been a whole lot of them. But anyway, so the reason why those are probably the reasons why they shut down the studio. And I think also, like, there's a lot of games that, like Black Panther, I feel like is kind of one of those IPs that, in my opinion, isn't really like a woke IP, but people view it as a woke IP because it's Afrocentric. And so I think that they're probably, to some degree, like worried that like the game was going to come out and it would be received that way and people wouldn't like the game because it's unfortunate. Yeah, definitely it's unfortunate, but I'm just saying that's what happens. And so, yeah, it attracts woke devs sometimes, right? But yeah, anyway, so that's kind of what I think is going to happen. And yeah, it looks like they're doing mass layoffs again at EA at the exact same time that they're trying to get rid of a DEI remover mod. Oh my God. EA is having a really interesting time. Let's read some of the comments on this and we'll see what other people are saying about it as well. Let's see if I can find a few more of these. Once again, as an EA shareholder, I don't know what they're doing. You don't always need to cancel a game. Maybe pivot or downsize. Don't just throw away the project. There's no way these teams are so untalented that they can't ship a game. Surely, right? Yeah. So Well, here's the thing. Sometimes it's better to abort than to go all the way through with something. Like if like some like I. I need to do this more. Oh man, we gotta do this some more, man. Like we really on one today, huh? And so anyway, yeah, you're gonna do this the wrong way, exactly, right? Meltdown's incoming. Yeah, that's just the way it is. And so yeah, definitely. And why are you like this? I mean, hey, look, guys, I just like to have fun, right? We like having fun. What y'all don't want me to have any fun? Well, what weekends having fun now? And getting banned on X before your first stream? Yeah, clearly. But anyway, so let's go back. I can look at this. Yeah, EA, it's just, again, not going anywhere. I think the studio, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, I don't really know what else to say besides that, right? Agreed. Keep speaking the truth. So true. And anyway, yeah. What a waste of resources. What a waste of time. What a stupid thing to care about. Everything about this is dumb. I don't even support having mods like this. I think they're silly. But if somebody wants to do that, they can do that. I don't want to be fucking trying to control a person for what mods they use. Like, the only mods that I think should be, like, against the rules are mods that sexualize characters that are, like, underage. Like, I'm not a fan of mods like that, but otherwise, I don't really care about anything else. Yeah, CP mods, yeah, or cheat online. Yeah, or cheat online. That's another good point. Yeah, definitely. Other than that, I literally don't care. Yeah, let's see here. EA can just give me NSFW at 1080. Don't even need to remaster. Yeah, I guess so. They have those mods, though. Well, then those are the problem, not the DEI remover mod. I mean, I feel like you've got a very, very distorted priority system if you have that, and that's not what you're focusing on. So yeah, these are available and not removed. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so Doom the Dark Ages. Again, gentlemen, today we are at SeaWorld with all the flops. Doom the Dark Ages has reportedly sold less than 1 million copies. When what happens when 70% of your players are playing through a subscription, I wonder, just throwing a dart in the dark. Jesus. I'm pretty sure Game Pass was not meant to lead player numbers, but to promote sales, microtransactions, purchases in-game, a loss leader. So here's how this argument immediately falls apart. Expedition 33 was also on Game Pass, and it had more than almost 5 times as many players peak that Doom did. Like, and Stalker 2. Look at Stalker 2. Same exact thing. The idea that Game Pass is somehow the reason why a game isn't doing well, this is the only people that are saying that are people that are dumb. Look at this right here, for example. This right here, if you look at this graph, so let me go ahead, I'll explain this because some people might not understand graphs. So if you look at this graph right here and you go to, let's see here, we'll do MS Paint again. And so let's go ahead and just look at it. We'll make it a little bit bigger. And so if you have a line and you take the point right here and then we'll put it right in the middle and you put this point. Now, is this a good line or a bad line? That's a bad line, right? Because it's red. And so if you compare it to that, it's already lost. And this is what really matters. Proportions, percentages, averages are what makes a difference. So if you look at Clear Obscure, for example, the game peaked and it peaked and it peaked 3 weekends in a row. And even this weekend, it also peaked at over 100,000 players. So a good game will not lose its player base in the same way. Now it will go down, but it will go down like let's look at like 1-to-1, right? How long has Doom been released for? So it came out on May 16th, let's say. All right, let me go back and make sure. May 15th to the 28th. So that is 13 days. Let's look at the first 13 days. So the 25th of April, and that would go all the way. I don't know if April has 30 or 31 days, but that would go to the 8th of May. So let's look at it right there. So you've got the 8th of May. That's 30 days? Okay, so it does. All right, so let's take a look, and we're going to find it right there. Okay, so if you look at this graph, now, is this a good graph or not? You can tell, actually, you guys might be confused. Yes. So it's green, right? And so you can tell that it's good because it's green, because it went up, right? And so now you're seeing, right? And so the game grows over this period of time. Doom was a flop. It flopped. I'm sorry. Nobody cares about it. Most of the people that were playing it just for sponsors. Let me see if I can pull it up. Doom Dark Ages. It has... how many viewers here? Let me see if I can find it. The top stream had 500 viewers. And let me see, can I find it anywhere here? Doom the Dark Ages has 400 viewers. Or sorry, 4,000 viewers. That is really, really, really bad. That's super bad. Really, for a brand new game like this, it's awful. And so anyway, like, keep in mind, it's losing to Diablo. Diablo 4. Who gives a fuck about that game? It's losing to Hogwarts Legacy. It's losing to Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. It's losing to Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's losing to, let's see, Quake 2. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster. Shit came out like last month and it's still losing. It's awful. And so, yeah, the game was a huge flop. And I think that what happens when a game like this does this badly? What happens? This person from the studio that was shut down, by the way. Here's the person from the studio that was shut down. Let me see if I can find this. Wait. No way. No fucking way. So yeah, people posted this. I never actually watched this.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games.
Mm-hmm.
But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
I know some people who agree with that. Yeah, I know some people who, yeah.
And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that...
You know what? I think EA thought it was hard to work with you. Unfortunately, there were white people that worked at EA. And it was hard for her to work with them. She was right.
Something made it okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while they're trying to make a game that they love.
Uh-huh. Isn't this, like, basically illegal for you to say, like, well, we just don't hire fucking... Like, imagine if somebody goes, like, yeah, we just don't hire black people. It's just nuts, man. So, this girl that I watched, I didn't even know this. So, this girl reacts to the narrative designer at Cliffhanger Games working on the next EA Black Panther game. explains why she doesn't hire white people. And now today, they closed the entire studio. Welcome home. Just put the fries in the bag. It's just the way it goes. See, the thing is, we keep on winning. I told you we're going to get rid of them. I said we're going to do it. I said it's going to happen. And are you guys tired of winning yet? Are you tired? I'm not. This is great. This is great. Thank God. Pity for the weak. Nope. Nope, you make me want to get McDonald's. Yet. Does it feel like winning? Absolutely it does. These are toxic, disgusting, cancerous people that should have no place in modern society. They're racist, they're weird, they're discriminatory, they're antisocial, and they're regressive. They have no place in modern society. They have no place dictating corporate policy. They have no place making creative art. And they do have a place making your burgers. And you know what? Welcome to fuck home. That's right. Yeah, I do think so. Get them the fuck out of here. Somebody's got to do it. It doesn't feel like winning. It just feels like things are being corrected back to normal. That's winning. That's winning. Listen, when you're young, you want to win and become a billionaire and everything to go well. When you get older, your idea of winning is a day where nothing gets fucked up. Nothing stupid happens. Nothing annoying happens. The car doesn't break down. This is your idea of a winning day. You wake up in the morning, your back doesn't hurt. I've already won, and I'm not even out of bed. Okay? So, no, that's a good day. Yes, exactly, guys, okay? Like, I'm a reasonable guy. I'm a very reasonable guy. And so I cannot fucking believe this was the girl. Oh, my God. And I made a video about this last year. Had 2 million views. And now she's gone. Another one bites the dust, boys. Oh, man. That's just too bad, right? That's really just too bad. Wow. And so anyway, link the video. That's just really funny. And the fact that she felt comfortable enough to say that on Business Talk is crazy. Yeah, especially publicly too, which is insane. And so, yep, there you go, guys. And I cannot fucking believe it. I'm honestly shocked that... Wow. Wow. What a massive fucking W. I'm shocked with joy. I am. And shine light into darkness. Yes, of course. I bet she's blaming the white higher-ups for shutting her down. Well, I don't know what she's blaming. Who cares what she's doing? I don't care what she's doing at all. Like, she's out. She's done. It's over. She wants to blame white people on that. Go ahead. Blame whoever you want. But you still gone. Yep, there you go. And Cinema Pink Panther. Yep, I guess so. There it is, guys. And thank God. Thank God. Another shitty studio full of shitty people shut down and sent back to McDonald's. Maybe they could do DoorDash too. I just came across a Sims 4 mod that removes DEI by forcing all pre-made Sims to be white, straight, thin, and even changing gay characters and couples into siblings, she wrote. This isn't just a mod, it's intentionally erasing representation and pushing a harmful and disgusting agenda. Bro, I did not know this guy. Listen to this guy. The goat? Yeah, I was not aware of.
Kicked out 8 people in the last 2 weeks. What were the reasons? Someone told me that you kicked out 8 people in the last 2 weeks. What were the reasons for that?
I think that's right. 8 people in 2 weeks. God, I'm below par.
Why did you
Is
do
that
it?
all? They must have knocked off an O. They must have knocked off an O.
Why did you do it?
Why did I do it? Well, basically, I'm here 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. This is like my house.
Yeah.
This is like my home. When I cook every night, it's cooking for people who hopefully are appreciative. And as I say, 90-95% are very appreciative.
Yeah.
You've got that other 5% who are incredibly rude, obnoxious. They click their fingers, they arrive late. This is like my home. When I cook every night, it's cooking for people who hopefully are appreciative. And as I say, 90-95% are very appreciative.
Yeah.
You've got that other 5% who are incredibly rude, obnoxious. They click their fingers, they arrive late. And I don't want those people in my house. If I came to your house for a dinner party and I was obnoxious, I was rude, I was late.
See, this is what, whenever I talk about, like, not dealing with antisocial behavior and bad behavior, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Is based. Yeah, bro, fuck this shit. Like, what you gonna put with the whole, like, what is this shit? Yeah. Like, this is the way it needs to be everywhere. He gets it,
You
yeah.
gonna tolerate me? You're gonna ask me to leave, aren't you? But just because they're paying for it, they think they can be rude and obnoxious. Well, in Harvest, they don't get a bill. You just ask them to leave. I don't want their money.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry. That was his choice to cry.
Doesn't anyone want to help me? No? You've all got better things to do? Well,
Jesus.
Well, if it's necessary, yes, then yes. If it's not, then no. Don't ask me a stupid question. Basically, these lobsters have come fresh from the sea this morning, and I suppose if I was a lobster, I'd prefer to end up in my own hands than someone